Hello everybody, I'm Marc from KU Leuven, and together with Sven Casteleyn from UGI in Spain, we will present the EO4GEO body of knowledge on geospatial information and Earth observation technology, and the platforms and tools that were developed to use this body of knowledge. We will explain shortly what the body of knowledge is and what the EO4GEO body of knowledge covers, what it contains. And then Sven will explain the ecosystem of tools that is developed to use this body of knowledge in your daily work. So what is a body of knowledge? In a few words, it's a formal description of a professional domain. And let's zoom in these two parts, a formal description and professional domain. A formal description, for the EO4GEO body of knowledge, we use an ontology-based approach where the body of knowledge consists of a number of concepts. There are almost 1,000 concepts in the body of knowledge, and a concept can be everything. It can be a theory, a method, a technology, a legislation, an application, and so on. And this can be from a scientific point of view, but also practical and from a use case point of view. Now, a concept in the body of knowledge has a description, but it also has related skills, and they are defined mostly in terms of learning outcomes related to that concept. And it also has links to references, so links to papers, learning modules, tools, and so on, that explain more about the concepts. What's important, of course, in an ontology is that there are relations between these concepts. We have the normal relations that define the hierarchical structure with subconcept and superconcept, but we can also have other relations like similarity, makes use of, is related to for a broader relation. So, for example, we can relate a practical application to a technology that is used within that application. So it describes a professional domain, and what is the professional domain that's covered by the EO4GEO body of knowledge? That is the geographical information and Earth observation science and technology. Of course, that's a very broad domain, and it's also linked to a lot of other domains in the real world. It's related to engineering, to information technology, but also to statistics, physics, sociology, and of course it's also related to applications and to domains like agriculture, security, and so on. We do not want to cover all these other domains, of course. What the body of knowledge covers is the way how these domains are related to geographical information of Earth observation. So how is a certain technology used, or how does a certain domain uses geospatial information? For example, we do not describe everything about artificial intelligence, but we describe those fields where artificial intelligence is used within Earth observation or other geospatial applications. The EO4GEO body of knowledge is built on a previous project from GI Need to Know that only described the geographical information part. So that part of the body of knowledge from that project was reviewed and expanded. And more important work in the EO4GEO project is that we added and detailed a part that covered the Earth observation domain, and we also added a market-oriented view. So we added concepts that are related to user uptake. And of course, important is that we integrate this all together in one body of knowledge for Earth observation and geospatial information. To develop this, we organized the work in working groups, which more or less represented those three circles that I showed before. We had a number of working groups that covered the geospatial information knowledge areas. So this, they mainly reviewed the work done in the GI Need to Know project. We had three working groups that covered different aspects of Earth observation, so physical principles, but also platforms and sensors, digital imagery, and so on. And we had a separate working group that covered the thematic and application domains, so which more focus on the user uptake of all the technologies and so on that is described in other concepts. Practically, the work on the update on the body of knowledge was done in the living textbook, a tool from the University from Twente. And here you see a view on the root node, which is called the Geographic Information Science and Technology. And this root node has 14 domains linked, so that means that the working groups sometimes like split their part further in different areas. For example, if we cover SDI, spatial data infrastructures, we cover, for example, web-based GI, but also things related to GIS and society. In living textbook, you can browse through the body of knowledge by following links, clicking nodes, or following the links here. You see that all what was mentioned before is shown here. This is just a short definition, but it also has the skills linked. These relations connect you to other concepts in the body of knowledge. And then there's also some metadata there. Now, that looked all very theoretic, but we of course also want to use this information and make sure that there's an uptake in the field. So why won't you use the body of knowledge concepts and the body of knowledge in itself? We can use it for curriculum design, for job profiles, business process analysis, for linking and tagging courses, papers, web pages, and so on. So to do all this, we developed a set of tools, ecosystem of tools for the body of knowledge, and Sven will explain a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Marc. Good afternoon, everybody. So the situation that we had in the EO4GEO project was that we had this the network of experts working on the body of knowledge and capturing all the concepts and all the relationships between these concepts and the skills associated with the concept and more information, as Marc explained to you. And the question that we asked ourselves is, how can we operationalize now this body of knowledge? So how can we make sure that this can be used to point to, can be used in applications, can be used for interoperability between applications, so for a lot of purposes. And this is why we developed the EO4GEO platform. So the platform makes sure that the body of knowledge is online available and that it has what we call permalinks, so permanent URLs that point to the body of knowledge itself, but also to every concept of the body of knowledge. So this makes sure that we can use it for annotating. Let's make sure that we are sure that we are talking about the same concepts when we point to one of these permalinks. We can also use linked data techniques, use these permalinks in the linked data web to point and to connect our body of knowledge to other vocabularies or other body of knowledge, etc. So this is one thing that the platform offers. And the second thing is an application programming interface, an API. So this makes sure that programmers have access to this body of knowledge and can query it, can retrieve data from it, and can use it in their applications. Next slide, please, Marc. And this is exactly what we did in the body of knowledge. So Marc mentioned this ecosystem of tools. And the idea behind this ecosystem of tools is that the body of knowledge is used as a common shared vocabulary among all these tools. And that's why these tools can perfectly work together, and resources created with one tool can be understood by another tool. Now let's have a look at the tools that we developed. In the center, you see the visualization and search tool. And this is the landing tool. If you click on a permalink, on a permanent URL, you arrive to this visualizer, compact visualizer, and you can see the body of knowledge. You can browse through it. You can both graphically and textually explore the relationships between the different concepts. And of course, you can zoom in on a concept and you can see the exact information that is available about this concept. There are also some other tools. Some of them are geared toward professionals, and others are geared more towards education. So for the professionals, for example, we have the occupational profile tool that allows us to define a typical profile of a person within the EO/GEO fields. And the key part is that we reuse the body of knowledge here to represent knowledge. So the concepts in the body of knowledge are also what represent the knowledge in this in such an occupational profile. Similar with the skills. So the skills come from the body of knowledge, and they uniquely identify skills that a certain profile within the field should have. Then we have the job offer tool that allows you to create job offers based on an occupational profile. And of course, you can add specific things for the job offer, such as, for example, transversal skills. Then we have a tool that is the curriculum design tool aimed towards educational use. And there we can define, again, using the knowledge and the relationship from the body of knowledge, we can define an academic curriculum at any level of granularity. So we can even define a single lecture, for example. Then we have the BoK annotation tool, and this tool allows you to annotate any PDF file with the body of knowledge, so with concepts of the body of knowledge. And finally, we have the BoK matching tool that allows you to compare two different resources created with the tools that I just mentioned. So for example, it could be possible to download your CV as a PDF file, annotated with concepts of the body of knowledge, so indicating the knowledge that you have, and then comparing your curriculum vitae, your CV, with a job offer. And the BoK matching tool will show you which knowledge you have with respect to that job offer, and also which knowledge that you are currently missing and that perhaps you need to do some further training. Next slide, please, Marc. So thank you very much. Here you see the slides. I will also post them in the chat. So you have the website from the EO4GEO project. So the project is already finished, but all the resources and everything that was generated during the process is available there. And we also transitioned into an alliance. I invite all of you to have a look at the alliance page. And if you are interested to join, you're very welcome. Then we have the link of the body of knowledge, the link of the body of knowledge tools, and also a call for experts in case you are interested in helping us to further evolve and develop the body of knowledge. So we welcome experts to help us develop the BoK. Thank you.